This is a part of the podcast where I give you any marketing or business advice. Is there anything that you're struggling with that you need help with?
What would you say is kind of the next frontier in taking your branding to the next level, or what's tomorrow look like for like right now? I know it's video, media, Instagram, TikTok, etc. What do you think is like? Where's this going from here?
Great question. It's community. It is ensuring that your brand is at the center of all conversations. And how you do that. So it's like once you have your brand, you have your name, your story out there, it's kind of like you're at a dinner party and you invite everybody together. And people are there because, Michael Barrett invited them, right? And then let's just say you dip out to have a phone call and you just never come back. But meanwhile, all of your customers and all of your clients and all of your subs, they're just like, they are together because they have this shared common interest with you, right? Like they each have a home that was hand built by you. They have so much. There's a common bond, but then you take it a step layer and deeper, and it becomes about values. It becomes about relationships. It's all about like maybe they can play golf together. Maybe they can recommend a summer camp for their kids, right? But the common bond is you.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
next level. And so what I've been telling clients is how do you create a community around your brand? I think it's deeper than like having a barbecue, right? It's like, you know, buying a table at a gala and inviting key people, and maybe you buying 2 tables, inviting other people, and then selling 3 tables, and then everybody all there together. And then you go for dinner after the gala all together. But just like imagine your key realtors, they inviting all of your customers. So because because you have the personal brand, and that's going to be killer, because that's again the storytelling. They're consuming you while they're not there. But the next frontier, biggest brands, it's kind of like Mercedes, Porsche. Like if you buy a Porsche, you buy a Range Rover, let's say a Porsche, for example, you buy a Porsche or you buy a Rolex or, or a luxury watch. The next thing you want to do is like show up at a Porsche meetup. And then that's how you build up. But imagine doing that for your home company, your home building.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's the next level. Because the word of mouth that happens as a result of that, it's going to be killer. Like,
Got
and
it.
so for me, a small example is like, I looked at the wood building industry and I found that they didn't have a sense of identity. So what did I do? Created a community called the Woodpreneur. And then I created a podcast so that we can share stories together. And then the next level is like whenever I'd go traveling someplace, I would host a meetup and I would invite my listeners. And I get, anywhere between 30 to 70 people to show up. And so like you can literally do the same thing, and you're in a city, and it's even better. Like Chicago, you could do this very easily because it's in a city where people thrive on relationships and the density of people together. You realize it's all about networks and pockets and relationships, and it's very hand to hand. And so moving beyond a follow or or a like, it's about creating a space where everybody can come together and see like, hey, you were the 10th home that I built. Oh my god, that was the 15th home that I built. I was this home, right? Like imagine and then like imagine that the networks that happen as a result of that.
Yeah, man, that's really
That
interesting.
to me is like is the next level. I mean, and even in terms of like next level for you, and in terms of, let's just say, marketing, will be less about outsourcing and more about ownership. Instead of having outside marketing, you are now, and there's an element of your brain, like a part of your brain that has a CMO, and you're building your own personal brand, but now you know how to deploy marketing resources and tactics the same way you know how to build a home or a condo. So you're taking that process in-house, and you have the brain to not only build your brand, but know how to tell your own story and deploy that using, technology, AI, outsource resources, right? Like, so you're therefore driving your costs down, but now you have more of a marketing mindset. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're saying I could fire my marketing guy then?
You don't need
No, no,
to.
no,
You
no.
don't need to.
No, just kidding. Just kidding.
But yeah. But I'm saying, like, now you're going to be more educated on what a good return on investment looks like. That's, I mean, at your level, that's what I'm seeing. Is this like
Absolutely.
marketing in house, data driven, like, that a certain window isn't going to sell. Why even carry it? Why even offer it? Because you can get a higher margin if you use this one, and the customer will benefit because because there's going to be a cost savings, right? Like, that's the way you're going to look at marketing.
Okay.
You're going to realize that, like, most of your home sales are going to come from 5 to 10 realtors. So you're no longer going to work with 20 realtors. You're going to cut down on to the top 10. And in those top 10, what are you going to do? You're going to create a community around them. You're going to give them everything they need. You're going to know all their kids, right? Like, you're going to just be a lot more strategic. That's what I'm seeing in terms of, like, people outside of your space, like the tech folks. This is what they're doing. They're owning the process in-house and not allowing other people to tell their story. Is that helpful to hear?
Yeah, very much. Yeah, it's a lot to think about.
Tell everybody how can people follow you? What's your website?
Chicago.com. You can find us mostly, the best content for us is Instagram. That's mostly where we focus right now.
Awesome. Michael, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for sharing your story. And yeah, I look forward to getting your story out to everybody.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Appreciate it.
All right.